everybody who's out there watching me. I appreciate you being here. I promise you I do. I greatly appreciate you being here on a good Wednesday. Uh, had to delay the show about a few minutes, 7:30. I had to push it back, man. I was in the process of getting some paperwork today. Me and my lady had to go get our paperwork, guys. In case you didn't know, your boy's getting married on the 31st. So I had to go get our paperwork for our marriage certificate. We had to get that stuff filled out, get that squared away, get that taken care of. So that's what I did today. Went down there, got that thing taken care of. Everything's everything now. Only thing I need to do is show up on Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. And of course, I got to answer the question, right? I got to say I do. So that's what I was doing today, earlier. I got a whole lot going on this week. I ain't going to lie, guys. Got a whole lot going on, man. Jeez, Christ. Didn't realize how much we had going on. But, we got to do what we got to do. Miss Jolie, thank you for being here. I promise you, I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thank you for stopping by. She said, hey, Dorian. Right on. So I had to go get that paperwork done. But not only that, we got something going on tomorrow. So tomorrow, we got a closing to do. Yes, I said it. Closing on a house. Got to give a place to lay a head, right? So I'm about to bless it with my last name. I'm going to bless it with a home. She better realize how good she got it right now. Some people ain't got it like that. Well, she does. She blessed. That's part of life, right? So it's all good. Get to do that tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Not looking forward to that check I had to cut, though. Didn't like doing that, but it's part of the process. You gotta put some money down sometimes. You gotta put some money down sometimes. And so I had to do that. Yes, we do have a lot going on this week and next. The only white friend I have, so he says. He says stepdaddy's getting no love. God damn it, what happened to the stepdaddies? Oh, man. That's funny. Guys, I wanted to do this show for various reasons, right? I mean, he said the only white guy checking in. Well, that's not true, but I'm going to let him think what he wants to think. Right on? He's crazy. But the reason why I wanted to do this show, because this show, something like this, it hits near and dear to my heart, right? Because that's going to be my situation in a few days. The countdown's on, guys. So if that's going to be my situation, if that's going to be my results, if that's going to be my life, why not have a conversation about it? Why not talk about it? You know what I'm saying? And allow people, either in the chat or if you feel comfortable coming on show, come on. I will drop the link for you. I ain't got no problem with that. But this is a conversation that, man, I think needs to be had, because it depends on your age, right? Now, I know the average person with a child, young lady with a child, what is it, between 23 and 28 age ranges. So that means the average young lady has a child at that age. So if that means a young lady has a child, more than likely there's a man out there with a child too. So with that being said, there's going to be some blended families going on. There's going to be some, as my man says, stepdaddy seasons in full effect. It is what it is. So blended families. That's the conversation that we're having today. That's what we're going to talk about. Blended families. Look here, guys. I know y'all seen the thumbnail. Hopefully y'all did. If you didn't, that's okay. I'm here to give you a friendly reminder of what it looks like. This is it. So that family right there, that's Kevin Hart's family. That's the Hart family. And so that's a blended family. I said, why not use that as a thumbnail? One of the most famous blended families out there today. And so that's what I did. Jolie said, blended families aren't going anywhere. This definitely needs to be discussed. Yeah. You are spot on with that, Miss Jolie. I promise you are. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to have a conversation. Now, sometimes this conversation can make some people feel uncomfortable, uneasy, annoyed, angry, frustrated. Some may bring joy and happiness about it. Depends on what side of the fence you own. Now, I'm going to tell you this. My experience hasn't always been pleasant. It hasn't. It hasn't. Starting from my childhood, I had a stepmother. Right? I had a stepmother and I had a stepbrother. Still do got a stepbrother. My stepmother's deceased. My father lost his wife probably about 3 to 4 years ago. But that relationship wasn't always good, right? It wasn't. Relationship with my stepbrother wasn't always good. It was a lot of challenges, dealing with that. I felt like my father had a new family and was more involved with the new family than with his 2 sons. Now, that was me as a child thinking, right? And there was a little bit of selfishness in there, But as I got older and I realized the priority is as far as your family, your wife comes before you. Even as a young man, she came before me. And at that age, I didn't understand that. I didn't like that. It felt uncomfortable. It made me angry. It was upsetting because I felt like I wasn't getting the attention I should have. Now I still wasn't getting the attention I was, and I understood that him as a man, he had to make sure his wife was good, make sure she was okay, make sure she was one of the main priorities. But I also felt like me and my brother should have been a priority too. And that wasn't always the case, right? It wasn't always the case. But let me not go any further. I always got to make sure I recognize the super chats. Right on. Shout out to the average man for stopping by and blessing me. I didn't say give me. He blessed me with a $5 super chat. He said, Brother Hink, this is the help with the... I know that's right. I know that's right. God, look here. Let me get off subject a little bit. He said, Brother Hink, this is to help with the closing costs. I need every bit of that, brother. But look, if you got more, I'll take it. I promise you, me and the missus will not be embarrassed to ask or accept. If you need me to, I will write you a receipt saying you gave it to a charitable donation of the Hink Fund, Hink Housing Corporation. That's funny. I need every bit of that. I got a check up on right now. Certified check. Ready to give them. Boy, it hurt when I had to get that certified check. I had to take that money out of the account. But I promise you it did. We didn't like it at all. But we knew we had to look at the bigger picture. And that's the most important. But I appreciate it. Thank you, Average Man. I promise you I do. Thank you, sir, for the blessings. And it's greatly appreciated, greatly needed. But let's stay focused. Average Man, I'm not going to let you get me off topic. We got some serious talking to do. Serious conversation we having here. So in that moment, I was upset. I didn't like it. I was disappointed. It hurt me, affect me. And I would do things just to get his attention. I would act out on purpose. Dumb shit. Dumb shit. I would just do stupid shit just to get the attention. Even if that means attention of an ass whooping. I know y'all probably like, what's wrong with you? You sound crazy. Who wants to get ass? But he did talk to me. Even after I got my ass whooped, he talked to me. He told me why I was getting my ass whooped before I got the ass whooped. So there was conversation. Was I the only child that ever gave his father a hug after he got his ass whooped? That shit sound crazy now that I think about it. But you know something? My son did it too. But I think he did it strategically. He didn't do it after, he did it before. Because he didn't want me to go so hard on his ass. God, that's crazy. Maybe something in my bloodline. I wonder if my daddy did that shit. I don't know. I should ask him. But back to the story. Man, I'm getting off topic a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. I promise you I am. Let's stay focused. But let's say this. It was upsetting. I'm not gonna lie. But it wasn't until I got older and I learned, through talking to my uncle and my grandfather on, and more so my uncle. I talked more. Any issues I had with my father, I always had a conversation with my uncle because he was the older brother, and well, technically he was the older brother because the other one passed away. So at the time he was the older brother, and so with that being said, I can always feel like I can talk to him, and he would talk to my dad and get on my dad. In other words, and let him know, hey man, you need to check on your son, see your son, look in on your son, go see what's going on with your son. And for some reason, I know when he talked to him because I get a phone call. You know what I'm saying? I would get a phone call, just saying, what's up, what's going on, how you doing, how's school? It wasn't a lot of conversation. I mean, during that time, I think, when I really started to express myself to my uncle, I was probably about 14, 15. So it was like a limited conversation. Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, Daddy, I gotta go. I got something to do. And I have shit to do. I just didn't want to talk to him. I just want to be on the phone. That's where I was. I was mad. I was bitter. I was angry. So my experiences as far as blended family started off bad. And so I had to I was in that mindset, I'm not going to date a woman with kids. That was a mindset I took because I don't want to be in a situation like that where I'm with somebody else with some kids and then I have kids of my own and then not showing them the attention that they need and spending time with them like I should. That doesn't sit well with me. You know what I'm saying? And so that was a mindset that I had during that time. And I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do my kids like that. I felt some type of way. um, when I seen that. So I definitely want to make sure that I didn't do nothing like that. So that was one of the mindsets that I had during that time. Sorry, guys, sending myself an email about this, what I got to do tomorrow. Uh, but with that being said, as you get older, you learn, you grow, and when you grow, you kind of mature and see things a little bit differently. And so, with me having a child early, I couldn't have that same mindset. Well, I'm not gonna date a woman with kids because I got a kid. Yeah, that sounds crazy and selfish. And so, yeah, yeah, your philosophy has to change. Your ideal and your thought process has to change a little bit because you made a decision on getting a young lady pregnant while you was in college. And to sit there and say, I wouldn't date a woman with kids and I'm bringing a child into the relationship, how selfish is that? How self how selfish would I be to do some shit like that? To have that mindset, yeah, that's bad. And so I had to switch it up. So then I started dating women with kids. Now I was okay with dating women without kids too, but I kind of leaned toward dating with the woman with kids. And one of the reasons why I did that is because sometimes, when you're a person with kids and you date a woman without kids, it's kind of difficult because sometimes they don't always understand that your time isn't always there all the time because maybe you have other obligations like a child. And then, sometimes you may not always get to line up the babysitter or the babysitter cancel on you. Different little stuff like that could come into play. So the majority, excuse me, the majority of the women that I started dating after I had my daughter had kids. Now there was a couple that didn't. So I did experience that. And those wasn't good experience because, like I said they like kids and love kids, but they still was want me to be at with them all the time, every day, all day. And I just couldn't do that because I had a daughter that I had to take care of. You know what I'm saying? And at the time I was struggling, you know, wasn't getting paid a lot as a substitute teacher. Child support was kicking my ass. And I still needed money to live. So I had to get a second job. So now that also limited my time getting a second job. The second job was just paying for the support. My substitute teaching job was paying for my lifestyle and me to live and to function. And so that's what I was doing. So then I kind of stopped, messing with the women without kids because the level of understanding just wasn't there for me. And I didn't like to keep on explaining myself. I have a child. I have a child. My time's limited. I have a child. It's just like it seemed like they just didn't understand that. And again, my patience wasn't there for them to deal with them, keep explaining. So I just stopped dealing with that. And I was okay with that. I mean, because you know the old stereotype. The women with kids, they had food, they always had snacks, and there was some truth to that. There was some truth to that. And so I know, if I go to the lady's house, she got some snacks over where she's cooking. She got to feed the kids, and guess what? She gonna send me home with a plate. Or she gonna cook me a meal. They ain't gonna eat, I'm gonna eat. So, hey, start dating women with kids. Cool, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Uh, over a period of time, when I felt comfortable with the woman, I introduced my daughter to the woman. And so, one of those women that I did that with over the period of time, there was only two women that I really introduced uh, my daughter when she was young. One of them was a young lady I used to date for probably about 3 or 4 years. Um, But then another one was my ex-wife. And so she had a daughter, I had a daughter. We had daughters about the same age. They were like months apart, probably about 9 months apart. It's the age difference between them two. So we had that in common. So we became a blended family. We ended up getting married, and then we had my son. So we was even more of a blended family. So now we had his, hers, and ours. That's that's the way it was set up. Now, it didn't always go as planned because I had a in-law that wasn't always easy to get along with. It was challenging, and she made a lot of challenges in our relationship, and it was part of the demise of our relationship. But let me say this: I have seen and I have witnessed successful blended relationships. I have. Now, unfortunately, I was caught on the bad end of them. Unfortunately. But the great thing about it is that you live and you learn. So you learn about what to do and what not to do. So one of the things that I learned is to, before I go in there and get married or start to get serious, make sure the kids are in order. I didn't do that the first time around. And I should have, but I didn't, because I didn't know. I didn't know. But you live and you learn. But once I learned that, I established that, I made sure that was put into play on this relationship. So let me explain to y'all when I say in order. So when I say in order, it means everybody's good. Everybody's familiar. Everybody understands the rules and the regulations of the relationship. Everybody. All parties involved. I didn't do that before. I did it now. Why? Because what I learned from the last relationship, the last blended relationship, it's very important you go in there and you set the ground rules. That's a must. Now, that I did. I just didn't make sure we was always on the same page. Miss Jolene with a great question. She said, what do you mean by the kids being in order? I know it sounds harsh, don't it, Jolene? It does. It does. But it's not as harsh as you think. let me clean that shit up. It sounds like I'm ball and chain in them. No. What I mean when I say in order is make sure before we get married that the mother, in my situation, has a conversation with them kids, and that she lets them know, I'm in a relationship with this man. This man is going to be the leader of the household. We're going to have discussions. We're going to have talks. We're going to talk about whatever we need to talk about. And that also means including decisions that pertain to you guys, to the kids. At the end of the day, I'm gonna have to make the final decision whether they fly high, they go right, or they fail. I got to accept that. As the leader of this house, of this family, I got to accept goods, bads, and uglies. So part of getting the kids in order is having a conversation with the kids on how the rules and regulations are going to do. So that's what I mean when I say get them in order. Jolene said, "Oh, I understand and I agree." That's look. That's a must. That is a must. You have to. Now, my situation before, I didn't get it all the way in order, and that was on me. I had to take that L. A lot of headaches, a lot of pissed off days. Yeah, you learn from your mistakes, and you know that's damn. But I had to. You know, sometimes you have to touch the stove and get burnt. Sometimes you have to do that. As young boys, I know we are hard headed. We don't want to just go by what somebody say. We got to we got to feel some pain. So the pain was headaches, getting on my nerves, yelling, raising my voice way more than I normally do. That's not me. And I'm not a yeller. I like to argue or fuss or fight. That's not my style. I walk away from you before I want to sit there and fuss or fight with you because I don't think it's worth doing all that. Ain't nothing is worth doing all that, not in my opinion. Now, you may feel differently. You may feel like it's worth arguing, fussing, and ready to do all that. I'm not doing that. We need to be able to talk civilly. And so if that means I need to walk away, get myself together, collect my thoughts, come back to the situation, and talk about it civilly, that's what I do. If we can't do it then it's not that time. You may need more time. You just may not be ready to talk in a respectful manner. And I'm okay with that. We could table it. We come back to it. Hopefully we can do it before the night's over with so we can make up, right? But sometimes it happens where you can. You got to deal with it the next day. But the most important thing is make sure you deal with it. So with that being said, you definitely got to make sure the children are in order. My kids love and respect him because we both set the tone and both have to set the kids in order. And that's a must. Look, I had a conversation. Now, my daughter wasn't a lot to talk about because I told her, I said, I think she was 26, 27 at the time. This ain't going to affect you too much. You don't live with me. You off married doing your own thing. But I still had a conversation with her. Keep it respectful. You come over, you be respectful, you speak, make sure you speak. I don't like that shit. I don't like when you just come over, don't call me and tell me. Just pop up and shit. Not a fan of that shit. But I had to explain that to her. In my wife's house, just popping up ain't gonna fly. Now, when me by myself, I can deal with it. But Jay know, my daughter does. Daddy, I'm on my way over. Okay, cool. Come on. Come on. Now that my son got his car, he's he doesn't just pop up. He barely won't come. He barely won't leave campus. And I'm okay with that too. Stay your ass over there. Ain't nothing over here. But when he does, saying he thinks, yeah, I'm gonna make him cut that grass. But I told him, I said, man, I ain't gonna make you cut the grass all the time when I call you. I said, but son, only time I heard from you is when you want something or need something. He sent me a message today, Daddy. I need some gas. I need $20 for gas. You know what I did? I cash out him $20. Why? Because that boy cuts my yard every week. He don't ask for no money, but he cuts my yard. He cuts my yard. And I told him, hey, look, man, look, that's the least I can do. You cut my yard every week. You don't have to. And I appreciate it. I give him $20. Here, get some gas. But you have to set the boundary, set the tone. Make sure you have that conversation. That's a must to let everybody in the household know what the deal is. They have to know that. You know, make sure everything's on the up and up. You know, we make it a safe space for them to have that conversation. You know, even, you know, when you do what you do. You know, I remember when her kids came home for Christmas, because they got two of them goes to college in Texas, and her son lives with his dad. But we get them for Christmas, and the father gets them for Thanksgiving. Excuse me. And so part of that, you know, just having a conversation with them. You know, making sure that they're comfortable with me being around. And even when they came here, I didn't, because normally I would, you know, spend a night. Well, let's say, normally I would spend the weekends with her. And like during the summer, she stayed the whole summer with me while the kids are gone. And so I would come over on the weekends, you know, but that week they was there. I didn't stay. Partly because his apartment, and it wasn't a big apartment, so they didn't have a lot of room. But just out of respect, and I just want to make sure that she gets some time with her kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the selfish type. I want to make sure, you know, she gets some quality time with them. I said, don't worry about me. Spend some time with them babies. They about to go back to Houston here soon. I said, hang out with them. I'm good. Look, we'll catch up next week. No problem. No problem. Well, let me not go any further. I got to recognize one of the biggest haters of ink. Big Ed 11 with the $10 super chat. He said, if I cut your yard, we started off with $400, and that's just a backyard. Inflation, bro. What up, Hank? Damn, $400? Ooh, shit. That's crazy. That is crazy. Well, what I just clicked on. My bad, guys. 400. Big hand 11. Come on. Look here, I appreciate the blessings. Thank you, sir. You didn't have to, you chose to. And I appreciate that blessing, my brother. I promise you I do. And once again, thank you for your service. But making sure that they get the opportunity to do that is very important. Because, you know, I don't want them kids to feel like I'm taking their mother away, because that's not what I'm doing. Their mother's going to always be their mother. And me as a father going to always be the father. That's not going to be an issue or problem. The kids know that we love them. But I make sure with her daughter who lives here with her, has conversation with me. We talk, you know what I'm saying? I ask certain questions. She comes back to me opinions about, one time it was about some shoes. Which shoes do I like? And so she showed me these ugly ass shoes. Y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. God damn. But it was one pair I did like. And so I like these. I like these green ones. The pink one was all right, but I'm not a guy that likes pink. Excuse me. Now I do have a pink shirt. I ain't gonna lie. I got a pink button down. I got a pink polo. So I got that in my arsenal. But shoes, not gonna have no pink shoes. He won't be wearing no pink shoes, guys. But, you know, I just straight up gave my opinion. And I give her a hard time. She likes the Cowboys, and I can't hold that against her because she don't know no better. She lived there most of her life, so she's been tainted by the poisonous Cowboys. So with that being said, I'm gonna give her a hard time. Her team lose. I'm talking. Look, she give me a hard time. My college team was lose. She gave me talk about how sucky my squad is. She's in the sports. I'm in the sports, and that's one of the good things that we got in common. Another thing she likes, she likes albums. She likes going record shopping. So, whenever we always ask her. We usually go on the weekends. We ask her, "You want to go?" She don't want to hang out with us. We're old people. We old. We don't want to hang. She don't want to hang out with us. But every once in a while, she feels comfortable enough to hang out with the old people. She think we old. I am old. I ain't gonna front. I'm lying myself when I say I ain't old. Yeah, I'm old. God damn it. But I'm blessed. Hope I keep living. But with that being said, you make sure you do little things to engage with the kids. Make sure you do little things to spend time. She got basketball and she plays basketball. I go to the game, support. Unfortunately, at the time, I think that time she wasn't playing. She was hurt, so she didn't get to play. But you just make sure you little things. Find out what their interest is, right? You find out what their interest is, and you try to cater to. So a couple times I went to pick her up. I stopped by the fruit market, and we just talking, shooting a breeze, and I like fresh fruit. So whenever I go there, and that it's not cheap. Fresh fruit's not cheap. Getting that shit in your local Kroger's, or I don't know what other grocery store y'all might have. Um, I don't know, but getting fresh fruit from like one of these little corner market stores are not cheap. They don't. They got the price of stuff higher, but it's fresh. It's fresh and it's good. And so, I said, well, pick you something out. Get you some. So she get, I told her get about 5 of them. I think she got some oranges or something. I think that's what she got. So I got myself some oranges. I got some what else? I got some pears and some peaches. I said, "You want something? Get some too." She just wanted orange. I said, "Cool, no problem." Got them. She loved it. The lady said she loved it. She enjoyed that moment of just hanging out with me. I'm not that interested. I mean, sometimes I am. Most time I ain't. But she found interesting to listen to me talk about whatever. And so she likes old school cars. She wants an old truck she could fix up. I said, so we have a lot in common. She likes football. I like football. I don't like the Cowboys. I can't. Y'all pray for her now. Y'all pray for her. We ain't gonna hold that against her. Give me some time. I'm gonna work on it. Get off that cowboy bullshit. Oh god damn. We're gonna fix that. But she likes a lot of interest that I have. I got an old school 75 car. I like them old school cars. I like going to the old school car shows and checking them out and just getting ideas. So a lot of things we have in common. So that's cool. Other daughter, she's into making a little jewelry. So she made me a little bracelet. I appreciate that. I need to get on her website again. Y'all, matter of fact, I'm gonna have to get a website so y'all make sure y'all support her. She made me a bracelet. I thought that was cool. I'm not really a guy in a lot of jewelry. I don't wear a lot of jewelry. That's not my thing. But say little things like that. You trying to make sure you find interest. You know what I'm saying? So you just trying to little things like that. The other daughter, she's in the film, making movies. She wants to, make movies. She's in that department as far as her college. So I think that's neat and that's interesting. So maybe one day I get her to shoot me a video to upgrade of the basement. Maybe we'll have a conversation. We'll talk about it. Coming soon. Coming soon. Shout out to my girl Ty for stopping by with the purple hearts. That's what I'm talking about. Look, you guys, if y'all ain't seen my fire intro, shame on you. You know who produced that? This woman right here. So, guys, if you got any work that you need, especially intros, video work, she's got a whole website. Tap in with her. Tap in with her. Great lady. Great lady. Shout out to her. But the thing about the blended family, man, is I seen it be successful. I have. And so far so good. What I'm trying to create with my lady, with my future wife, is a successful blended family. And it took some trial and error. It took some fire. It took some going through some bullshit in order to get here. But I'm getting there. And that's the good thing. You know, we for those who may not know, blended family is not always just that family. I mean, it's also, you know, families you adopt it. So if you adopt a child, you're a blended family because biologically that's not your child, but it's still family. Blended family is a family that's formed when, two people come together, make a life together. You know what I'm saying? They have children from previous relationship and they become together as one. And that's a blended family. That's another example of a blended family. Like I said, you could be adopted and maybe they already previously have kids and they bring you in the fold. You're a blended family. But we all know the the normal one is somebody who has a family with a previous relationship, a previous person, and they get with you and you got somebody and they got somebody, or they don't have somebody, but you bring somebody to the table. And guess what? You're a blended family. Same situation we see with Kevin Hart. She didn't have a family. Nico, I think that's her name, didn't have a family. He had his kids by Tori. And Nico didn't have kids, but he married a man who had two kids from a previous marriage. And then he had two kids with her. So now, saying now they're a blended family with two kids from previous marriage and two kids from his current marriage. So I've seen blended families work. I know it can. It's Look, guys, nobody gonna sit there and tell you it's not gonna take no work. It's gonna be a walk in the park. It's not. But one of the things you got to make sure you do is make sure you get things in order prior to saying I do. One of the things you got to do is make sure that everybody's on the same page and they know the order. That's got to be established. Whether how things will run financially, how we will handle the discipline of the kids, how we'll handle the financial, how we'll handle any extracurricular activities. All of those conversations need to be had prior to. Look, you need to have those even if you don't have kids. Say you're in a relationship, you come together with a woman or come together with a man or person. So those conversations need to be had. Because look, my parenting style may be different from where I grew up compared to yours. But I gotta make sure we're on the same page on certain parenting style. Because one thing we don't want to do is I believe in corporal punishment spankings, and she doesn't. And I spank my child, she has a hissy fit because I spank my boy. That's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be an argument you don't want to have. But see, that's something that you have to address prior to. And even if you come together as a blended family, those are some conversations you still need to have. Now, I know a lot of people are like, what's your parents' style? I know it's probably kind of odd, unusual question for some people. Excuse me. But it's a necessary question. It's a necessary conversation that needs to be had. Now, you mess around, don't have the conversation then, but it's gonna have to come up sooner or later, especially when that event happens, when you need to correct your kids. She believes in spanking. You just believe in punishment, or just stand in a corner, or go time out. That's not how she rolled. Look, I come from a different era. I know, no, you got the whooping. That wasn't the shit. You didn't get the whooping and then get to go back outside, then go get to play Nintendo, then get to watch TV. No, that whooping consists of a punishment as well. So I get your ass beat and you on punishment. It wasn't just one or the other. It was both. That's the mindset, the style I came up under. So guess what? Your boy did same thing, because that's all I knew. Now, of course, you live and you learn, and you make the adjustments. If you ask my daughter, my punishment was harsh. She used to get punished for months. Some truth to that, though. It was true. But I told her, I said, look, baby, you got to understand. He was my first. He was the guinea pig. We learned from your mistakes. When we make mistakes with you, we learned. Well, you didn't do my brother like that. No, because we learned from you. We probably need to make some adjustments. And so that's what we did. We adjusted. You live and you learn. Please believe me. How you deal with your daughter, if you have another child, you won't be dealing with the same way. Maybe the way you punish her probably won't be punish your next one the same way, because you live and you learn. And you adjust. You adjust. My man, average man, I'm open to it, but I do have reservations when entering a relationship that involves a child. Will I be able to discipline as needed, equally as I am looking to help provide and support that child? Average man, brother, that's a conversation you got to make sure you have. That's a conversation you definitely make sure you want to have, especially if you take on the mindset of corporal punishment and that's how you move and that's how you operate. You need to talk to about that. Hopefully, that child won't do anything where you feel you need to spank them. But throw the scenario out there. You have to. Because a situation like that could ruin the relationship. A situation like that could ruin the relationship. Most ladies are not with corporal punishment. I'm going to let you know that. Most ladies are not. Especially now for somebody who didn't help create this child. That's even more hard of an ask. So make sure prior to getting too serious with that woman, you have that tough, hard conversation. I'm definitely make sure you do that. That's a must, brother. But with that being said, there's a video I would definitely want to show you guys. But another thing prior to is making sure each party talks to the kids, and it's part of getting them in order about house rules and how everything rolls in the house. So I say the best bet is allow whoever the parent of the kids are, have that conversation first. Then we'll come together and have it collectively. That's my recommendation. Allow the mother of the child to have that conversation. These are the rules. This is what we expect. This is what we expect you to do and not do. Let them have that conversation first. Let them break the ice. Let them break the seal. Let them set the tone. Like I said, you have to do that. And guys, fellas, I recommend y'all do that prior to. If that means you need to be a nag, do that. Because what you don't want to do is put yourself in that position and she hasn't set the tone. Let them know what's up. Because, like I said, you need to come. When y'all have that group meeting, when y'all come together, the kids already have an idea of the rules and the regulations, but you're there to reinforce them when y'all have the group conversation. I'm talking about not only just with them, but with all their children. So guess what? If the kids have any questions right then and there, they can ask them questions. Because most times some of these kids are going to be thinking the same things as the other kids. But they're like, oh man, I was thinking the same thing. And I'm glad he asked that question. So now they can all their children get clarity. There won't be no confusion. There won't be no misunderstanding. Everybody going to be on the same damn page and we're going to rock out. What's going on? How you doing today? It's been a little bit since you've been over here, but I'm glad you're back. Welcome. Let me show this clip.
I have an amazing husband, but he is extremely guilty when it comes to our stepkids. We've been married almost 5 years, and we have 3 children from previous marriages. My son and our 2 daughters live in the household with us, and then my 2 stepsons come over part-time. The issue is that the guilt is so heavy because he's not in the household with them, that when they come over, he subconsciously treats them differently than my son. And it makes my son feel bad, and it makes me feel guilty as a mother.
Parent, there is a little bit of guilt that all of us carry when it comes to a broken marriage or the broken family. But I think more than anything, what I would do with my husband is just sit down and have a discussion with him and just get him to understand, sweetheart, first off, you're a great father. Let's first say that. You shouldn't feel guilty for anything.
Now, I don't agree with a lot of things that goes on with Steve Harvey and his show. But what she just sit there and said, I can agree. Are there going to be situations where you feel that way? Yes, there are. Why? Because maybe you don't get to see your children on a regular basis. You may see them only twice a month, right? That's some people's situation, unfortunately. And so when you do, you try to take advantage of it and try to spend a lot of the quality time and doing some making up, in other words. I hate that for people who's in that situation. That sounds, it looks bad. It sounds bad too. But some people are dealing with that. So what are you supposed to do? One thing you try to do is try not to treat them differently. And please believe me, I understand it's hard. It's hard, especially when you're in a situation where you don't see them once or twice a month, every other holiday. Lord forbid you got a situation where you don't hardly see them at all, when you got to wait all the way to the summertime to see your kids. And you miss most of the holidays. And like I said, you only see them during the summertime. That's tough. I wouldn't want to wish that on nobody. But some people are dealing with those situations. So you got to make the proper adjustments. You got to set the tone. You got to make sure you set the tone, get the order thing in order, and have conversations. And if that means having a conversation with your significant other on how you rolling and how you are treating the kids, and they can see it. When they can see it, that's really the worst. It's one thing you do it and they don't recognize, but these kids are smart and they pick up on that shit fast. So fellas, ladies, try your best not to do that. Try your best not to show any favoritism. Try your best to show no differences between the kids, especially when you have them all together. Try not to. Now, look, kids got to understand if we got a 15-year-old and then we got a 5-year-old. Guys, you know there's gonna be some difference. You know, you're gonna treat the little 5-year-old baby boy or girl a little different than you are the 15-year-old. The 15-year-old really don't want to be bothered with your stanky ass. For real. They just want to be left alone. Play on the phone or the game or their tablet. Matter of fact, they don't even care if you're there. They just want to be left alone. That 5-year-old will always want your attention. He or she gonna always want to be hanging out, running around, playing. Once you play toys with them, play men or play with them with the tea party. Yeah, I'm glad them days are over for me. I'm glad them days are over for me. I still kind of do it, not as much with my granddaughter, so. But Hink, what if you don't like her kids? God damn. Big Ant, I don't know. You need to get out of there. That's all I can tell you. Don't get in too deep, because if them kids are a problem for you like that, you might have to let it go. And this is why I say that. Oh, yeah, I'm like, what? Dog, them kids are part of her. And so if she sees you mistreating her kids and not respecting them and doing them bad, how you think she's going to make you feel? And let me say this. If she sees me doing that shit and she doesn't say something, I need to get away from her, because she don't really care about her goddamn kids. And if she don't care about kids, she can truly turn on me, because she can have that same feeling about me one day. No. My woman's got to make sure she loves and respect and care for her kids. Every last one of them. I can't rock with you if you don't care for your kid like that. So a woman's got to care for her own damn kids, because I need for her to care for my kids. They didn't come out of her womb. Can't do that. So, Big Ant, if I see know somebody in that situation, that's the dog, you either better get over yourself and start finding a way to a common ground where y'all can be okay with each other, or you need to get up out of there, because that's a road of disaster you about to go down. I'm not gonna say how I know. I'm not gonna explain myself on that situation, but it's coming. So yeah, oh man, God bless. And I hope you playing. I hope you ain't in that situation. Lord help you. But as far as that clip, yeah, that guy's got to have some conversations. He's going to have a conversation with his stepson, his bonus child, whatever title he gives him. He's going to have a conversation with him and explain to him why that situation, and probably going to have to have a deep conversation, apologize to the young man, Because you don't. That's the worst thing you can do. And then this child sees it and acknowledges it, and he feels some type of way. Because then he's gonna start to have resentment for you. And if he start having resentment for you, the mother's gonna feel some type of way. And now that's a whole different situation you got to deal with. A whole different situation you got to deal with. I wouldn't recommend for anybody. Let me hit some of this water real fast. So, fellas, man, try to find a common ground that you can have with that young man or that young lady. Some type of interest that y'all both share. Because when you can do that, then it makes it a lot easier. Now, are there going to be times where you need to spend some time with your kids and your kids? Yes. Yes. And there's nothing wrong with that. But also make sure you spend some quality time with her kids as well. Not with your kids and her kids, but you just with her kids. Even if that means y'all just taking a drive, going to a local ice cream shop, do that. And just sit down and talk. And you don't have to talk a lot. You don't have to carry the conversation. Most of the time, man, you can say a few things and you just start talking because they just want somebody to listen to them. But most times they don't feel like adults listen to them, so they just don't say nothing. But if you ask certain questions, ask the type of questions that's going to force them to answer and allow them to elaborate on their answers. That's another good thing you should use, a strategy you should use. Allow the kids to elaborate on their answers. Force them by continue to ask more questions about what they said. Ask them about how do they feel about that situation? How do they feel about, I'll give you an example. Why do you like the Cowboys? The Cowboys suck. But what do you think is so good about the Cowboys? And guess what? Now that allows them to think, and then they got to come up with some answers. Right? They want to come up, oh, no, they don't suck. They just having a rough season. This, and that. Blah, 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 blah. And that gives them the opportunity not only to open up to you, but allow them the opportunity to share and get to know you. Why? Because now you're sharing why you don't like the Cowboys. She's sharing with me why she does like the Cowboys. And I share with her why I like the Chicago Bears. And she could tell me why she doesn't like the Chicago Bears. And now we have something in common. We interacting, we having conversations, we having fun, we engaging with each other. And guess what? They learning you learning them, and y'all gonna be good. But if you just walk past them like they strangers in the night, like I don't know who this person is. Who the hell is that person? Why they in my house? Why they eating all my food? You can't do that. That's not good. I'm just saying, it's not good. That's not going to work for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. And then the woman you maybe with, she sees that's going on. She just feels like you more and more. You're not even putting forth the effort because it's not up to the kids to do this, right? It's not the kids' responsibility to get to know you. It's your responsibility for you to get to know them. And in the process, you're learning them. And they're going to be learning you in the process. But it's up to you as the more mature, grown person to take the first step. Right? I mean, that, in my opinion. Now, some people may feel differently. Some people are, no, it's not up to me. It's up to them. They don't want to talk to me, so be it. Look at this. Why High said, hey, come join our Cowboy Blended family. The hell with the Cowboy family. But yeah, that's something you definitely got to make sure you talk about and discuss. Another thing is dealing with the ex. Guys, woo! Let me say this. That could be a hard ass right there. Depending on how things went down and how it went. Depends on the type of woman or man they are. If they one of those volatile, want to fight rah-rah type woman or dude, and they feeling some type of way because how things broke off or how y'all split up are no longer together. Woo! I don't recommend a lot of conversation be had by the new relationship. I recommend your current woman doesn't answer the phone when the ex is calling. Not unless she won't get cussed out. Now, if she okay with getting cussed out, let her answer the phone as much as she want to. But to keep everything on up and up, boy, just you see that ex on stay away. Ain't gas for you. It's your ex calling again. Thank God I ain't got them problems. But some of y'all do. And y'all know what I'm talking about. So, that situation, you know, we talked about this on LaPetra Sunday. And one of the things we talked about was this clip I want to show y'all guys. And I think it's very vital. I was going to talk about it. But let's have a conversation because it's the before we do what Travel one talking. What's she talking about? And during that heat. Greetings to the sparkling fiance. Flying by as a blending takes place on the 31st. Say you will. Traveling one, you late today. And I'm very disappointed in you, man. But I hope you hit that like button. I hope you hit that like button. But just in case you didn't know, Travel One, me and the lady went to get our marriage license today. So we got the paperwork in. We got 29 days to use it. But of course, we're going to use less than 29 days because we're going on the 31st. 10 days from now, we will be married. Well, let me get back to it. She trying to distract me. I know what she's doing. She did it on purpose. Matter of fact, Dorian might have sent her. Let's go to this clip. So this clip right here was a clip we talked about on LaPetra Sunday. And I was going to do a reaction show, just like a standing on video alone. But, you know, we got the opportunity to do it on LaPetra Sunday. Shout out to JR and his great shows that he has on the LaPetra Network. Let's check the video out. And definitely want to talk about it. And you guys more than welcome to speak on it too.
Are you guys missing your kid's birthday party because your new spouse is not invited?
Yes.
Zach, really?
You said my spouse, my new spouse,
is not invited to the birthday party.
We're married. Yeah, I'm not.
I'm trying to make sure they're married because I don't want. I don't.
Well, that's that. I'm speaking.
Okay.
I'm only speaking from. Okay, if we're just dating, no, I'm not gonna miss it. Mm-hmm. But if we're married, yes. If my wife isn't and can't come to the party, it's okay. I'll throw one myself. Me and my wife will throw a separate party because we were one and we should be able to go. And if we can't go, that's like I said, we will throw my child a whole nother party and do it our way. You know what I'm saying? Or it may not be a party, but we will do something to celebrate my child's birthday. My child is not going to feel like I'm not neglecting my child for my wife. But at the end of the day, if that's my wife, she should, and she's with me.
Right.
I'm not leaving her and going to the party if she's not, you know what I'm saying, allowed there.
I like that. I agree with that.
You see what Miss Meeskin, what he said.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Look, see, I got baby mamas. Look, there's a difference. Now, if she is married, if the baby mom is married, then okay. If the baby mom's married, then no, I'm not going, because you got a whole new husband and I got a whole new wife. Why not do that? Why not? Okay, that's fair. But if she's not married and I'm married, I got to figure out, because obviously they haven't met, they haven't come to some type of agreement. You have to, you can't make already uncomfortable situations more uncomfortable. You already had those conversations. It's tough. She knew when you marry somebody that's got a kid outside of you, that comes with choppy waters. It's not going to just be like, oh, okay, this is what you're supposed to do. It doesn't. You have to have conversations. You have to ease people into these type of relationships. You can't just be like, hey, I don't expect you to invite my wife. I don't expect you. I'm going to show up for my daughter, for my son, hang out, do the birthday stuff, come back to the crib. And of course, you're going to have a birthday at your house.
You doing all the pictures and everything making it look like a family again.
No.
Because you have a wife now, so you have to put her feelings into account.
Yeah, but she knows. We've already had this conversation. I ain't surprised you with my shorty. I'm like, yo, like, hey, this is how things gonna go. You and her need to start having a conversation. I'm gonna try to facilitate the conversation. In some cases, it does not happen.
So, in that situation like that, right then and there. So I remember I shared a story about how I felt a certain way about my dad and my stepmother, and how we felt like neglected, you know. I probably would have took on that man's approach when I was a child and I didn't know no better. 49-year-old Hink, there's no way. I would have took the same approach my man did at first, the first guy. If I'm married, not girlfriend, not just dating, if I'm married and my wife is not invited to the birthday party, I'm not showing up. Let me say it again. I said, Ed Doan, do you have a cash app? Shh. Let me see. Let's drop the cash app. There it is. There's the cash app. If I am married, I won't be going because my wife is not welcome. So let me give you a situation that I had, actual one that I experienced this year. Now, of course, me and the lady's not married yet. But for Christmas, every year we go over my aunt's house, which is my grandmother's old house. Every year for Christmas Day, we have to get together over there. My aunt has a close relationship with my ex-wife. I don't hold that against her. You know, I don't say you need to choose sides. You don't. I don't do that. Never have, never will. I understand that's their relationship. It is what it is. But I let her know. I want to bring my lady. I want you to meet us because she ain't had the opportunity to meet her yet. My aunt said no. Now, that hurt my feelings because I love my aunt. She's a very special woman. But it hurt my feelings. But I had to have a conversation. What about that? I had to. I said, I'm going to be married to this woman soon. And if she's not welcome to come over, I can't. I come over the next day. I drop by, I drop the gifts, whatever gifts I had for you, the day after Christmas. But Christmas Day, if she's not welcome over when I come over, I can't. I can't do it. I said, so if this means this is my last year over here, I'll start my own tradition at our house and we'll go from there. I don't have a problem with that. And I love mine. But it's my wife. I can't and I won't do that. I won't. I remember there was times I had to get on my mom. She was talking about my daughter's mother and talking about she liked her better than my ex-wife. I said, that's fine. That's cool. But that ain't her. And she's not coming back. So, please, Mama, don't disrespect my ex-wife at the time. Or my wife at the time. Don't disrespect her. I don't have no problem having a harsh conversation when I need to have it. Even with my aunt. Even with my mother. Because it's got to be a certain level of respect. If you don't set the tone, then they will take advantage of you, run you over, and think it's okay. No, it's not okay. So that conversation had to be had. And I'm okay with the decision that I'm going to have to make if I have to make it. Now, hopefully, I don't. Hopefully, she'll get past that. And we'll move on. I invited her to my wedding. She didn't reply. I didn't expect her to. But I made sure I invited because I don't want to say, well, I didn't know. Bullshit. You know. You just have a deep relationship with my ex. Cool, fine, whatever. Now, I'm your nephew. I'm blood. That's how I feel. I don't worry about saying it because that's cool. I'm not going to tell you, you can't hang out with her no more. You can't talk to her no more. No, that's not it. Because they have a relationship. Been knowing each other since 2005. It's 2024 now. That's a long time. So I'm not going to do that. I mean, the thing about it, we have a lot of relationships. Like I have friends, a guy who I knew prior to my ex knowing his wife. I invite him to the wedding. But I know she's not going to come. And he said it. I said, it could probably just be me. I'm not even going to put that on her because the relationship my ex has with her, his wife. I'm not going to make her feel bad. When I was invited to his 50th birthday party, you know what I'm saying? He said, make sure he's welcome. And guess what? She was there. Ex-wife was there. My lady was there. I was there. Wasn't no issues. Wasn't no problems. Now, look. We know how y'all ladies are sometimes. Y'all could be catty. Huh? I'm sure there was some stares, some looks, some feelings, some under the breath conversations. I didn't give a shit. But it wasn't about me. It wasn't about me. I'm cool. I don't worry about what you say. But I got to make sure my lady's comfortable. And so anytime she felt uncomfortable, we could have left. Now, thank goodness that wasn't a situation. That wasn't the case. You know what I'm saying? Thank goodness that wasn't a situation or the case. So I didn't have to leave early because she felt uncomfortable. I felt some type of way. Thank goodness for that. But you got to make sure she's comfortable, because that's my wife. That's the future. And so part of that blended family doesn't extend just to the kids. Extends really even to the exes, because you guys, as much as you don't want to think, you have to deal with them, whether it's directly or indirectly. And even your extended family, aunts, cousins, nephew, nieces, brothers, sisters, all that's included. My thing is, baby, give me a heads up on what I'm about to go into, what I'm dealing with. She said, oh, yes, I did get the looks. Well, one reason you probably got to look, because y'all had the same goddamn outfit on. Look here, we had a 20s theme. I think that's what it was. Wasn't it the 20s theme? 20s theme. And so every last one of them went to Amazon and ordered the outfit. So they all had the same outfit, just different colors. The two colors was the black one and the red and black one. So they all had the same outfit. About 4 of them in there had the same outfit. With the headband, with the flower in the headband. They all had the same outfits. They all had the same idea. They all shopped at the same spot. You get some looks. Nothing other than that. No, but it is what it is. I say this. My buddy's wife didn't make her feel any type of way. She was respectful. She spoke to her, was cordial. Even though she had a relationship with my ex, I love my sis and I appreciate her for that. That's what I call her, my sis. And my buddy's my brother. I love her for it. You know, when me and my ex was there, we used to hang tight. I mean, it would be about probably about 6 married couples. We would hang out, and that's how I would do. I would hang out with married couples. Why? Because I can learn from them. We can learn from each other, and it was cool. You know, you don't want to hang out with a bunch of single people, man. Single people do single people shit, and they could have, sometimes, depending on your mindset, have a bad influence on you, and want to get you to do some single man shit or single girl shit, and that's not cool when you're in a whole relationship or a marriage. It's not. But she said it was shade from the sister's corner. Well, they was over sitting on the couch together, probably gossiping and talking like stew pigeons. But in that situation, in that video, in that clip, there's no way I would be married to my wife and she's not welcome to party. I'm going. I'm not doing that. Like the man said, I'm having a separate party. I'm having a separate party, and I'm having a conversation with the child, and explain, hey, daddy can't come because wife wasn't invited. Now, she's not going to understand it. Depending on her age, you know, if it's a teenager, maybe she will have some type of understanding, and maybe she probably will ask questions later. And I hope she does. She should inquire to Mama, why don't you invite Miss Dorian? Why don't she invite her? Well, I don't like it. That's not a good reason, because it's not your birthday. It's her birthday. Or it's his birthday. So whatever it is you're going through, you need to get over that bullshit. Let that shit be gone. You know what I'm saying? She ain't do nothing to disrespect you or hurt you or offend you in any type of way. But you want to... You got people like that. Whether it's the father or the mother, doesn't matter. We're not going to put this on one gender. They both do that shit. Unfortunately, those are like little things like that you have to deal with when you're in a blended family. These are all situations that you have to deal with in a blended family. You could have a situation like that. Yeah, you hate to see not to get to be with your child on the day of their birthday and a party, and they, they there to uplift them and praise them and make them feel good and feel special. But you're not able to do because your old lady wasn't invited, but you are. And then my man said, "Gonna take pictures and everything." No, hell no. If I'm gonna take pictures and all that, we all gonna be together. One big happy blended family. Me, my wife beside me, the child in the middle, and my ex and then her significant other, whatever the case may be. But say, yeah, you can come, but she can't. Then respectfully, I won't be there. I appreciate the invitation. Thank you. But I ain't gonna be able to make it. Again, I'm having a conversation with the kid, with the child, and explain to her why I can't. I'm not gonna go into detail because there's another thing I definitely want to make sure I talk about before I shut it down. I'm not gonna go into too deep a detail and speak ill of the other parent. I'm not gonna do that. That's not healthy. But I'm gonna explain to him, she wasn't invited, and that's okay. We're gonna have a little something over here at the house for you. We'll do a little cookout. I want you to invite a few of your friends, as many friends you want. We have a little get together, have fun, and play games, and just go kick it. And that's what we're gonna do. And hopefully the child understands and is okay with it. I may come over the next day to go see her, pick her up, and do something special. And then explain that that weekend, following weekend when you with me, we're gonna have a little get together. But one of the things you shouldn't do, and this has nothing even to do with blended family, it's just being a parent, period. Do your best. Do your best not to speak ill of the other parent in front of the kids. Now, look, I know some of y'all gonna cuss them out. I know some of y'all gonna say some shit that don't need to be said. And you're gonna say some shit that you're gonna have to ask for forgiveness later. I know. I understand. Try not to do it in front of the other parent. Try not to do it in front of the other parent because that's not good. That's not cool. That's not okay. It's not healthy. The kids don't need to see that because the kids ain't got nothing to do with y'all bullshit at the end of the day. The kids love mommy and they love their daddy. They don't completely understand why y'all not together. But the last thing you need to speak is ill about, mama ain't shit. She's fat, she's ugly, I can't stand her ass no more. Now, you wasn't feeling that way when you was knocking her down in the bedroom. You wasn't feeling all them ill feelings when everything was good and everything was good. Now that everything bad, now you can't stand her ass. Her cooking ain't all that goddamn good. Her feet stinks. Now all these ill feelings you feel about all these. Now you supposed to be telling the truth how you really feel about her. After y'all done broke up, she done hurt your heart. She done moved on. Ain't that a bitch? Oh, man. This is another thing right here before become a family as one, a blended family. These little hints, things you need to do prior to. Now, guys, I know it's a little fast. Let me do this. Let me share my screen. And present it that way. Let me share my screen so we share it that way. Can you guys see that? Hopefully y'all can see it. So one of these things right here are some of the things you definitely make sure you need to have a conversation about prior to becoming a blended family as one. Bills, money, finances, all of that needs to be talked about. Because you may have one parent who's free flowing with the money, right? Who doesn't mind going out there spending and look, having a birthday party, spending about $1,000 to $2,000 on the birthday party, spending $1,500 on the prom dress, renting a nice luxury car for their son for prom. But the father's like, man, I ain't doing all that shit. We not spending all this money for what? We just spend all that for our wedding. We look like spending all for a prom. So those are things you have to talk about. Like again, y'all remember I said parenting style. Childhood trauma, past life experience, expectations, dreams, life, health history, beliefs, likes and dislikes, fear, and financial expectations. All of those things that should be talked about, shared. Probably even marriage. Probably even talk about the wedding date and all that stuff. All of those need to be talked about. Why? Because those things can affect your relationship and your marriage. So there won't be no blended family if we can't get on one accord with this conversation right here. So that definitely needs to be something needs to be talked about. But what I'm going to do real fast, I'm going to drop this link in case somebody might want to come up and share. Put it right there. I'm going to definitely make sure I pin it to the top of the chat. So those are some of the things that definitely, let me stop sharing, that you definitely should make sure you have a conversation about. That needs to be a must conversation you need to have prior to getting married. Some of these, man, I make sure we talk about prior to the third date. I want to know about your finance. I want to know about how do you feel like you deal with situations as far as kids and all of that. Are you a frugal person? Are you one who likes to free your money freely? Are you materialistic? All of those questions that I need to know, I want to talk about. I'm sure, man, by the third date, I want to know your credit score, credit report. I got to know this. I got to know this. But there's one more clip I want to show. Here we go.
And that's the thing with blended families is you get together, you don't know, like you learn your questions as they happen. It's like, wait, I should have thought about that. I wonder why I didn't think to ask that, or I wonder why we didn't discuss that specific thing, like what discipline means to you, or what bedtimes you have, or what kind of relationship do you have with your kids, or your kids' mom or dad, your ex. And so those are questions sometimes that people don't think to ask. We didn't think to ask them. We just got together and we're like, we're married and we're blending the family and the kids are going to be fine. We're fine. Everybody's going to be fine. And that is not what happens. The kids actually get put in the middle, a lot. So
that's very true. And that's what happened to me when I was a kid. That's what happened to me when I was chill. And I gotta say, it's probably what happened with my stepdaughter, because she's been used to being the only kid the whole time, and now all of a sudden now she has to share a room with my daughter, but she was still spoiled the whole time. It wasn't until my son came in the picture when you kind of actually seen the questionable behavior of a spoiled child. When that boy came into play, it was a different situation. Different situation. So those little things like that, you got to make sure you address and adjust. And make sure you have a conversation with the kids. Make sure that, prior to bringing my kid into the situation, introduce them and see how well, if they can get along. See if they can interact. See if they are able to adjust well. Now, that's very important. Very important. But guys, I look. Let me say this. This show today, I think, was greatly for, especially for individuals who are about to take that jump into getting into a blended family, about to take that jump and merge not just your finances, but your emotions, your feelings, your families together. This show is to help people think about some things, right? This show is to help people ask questions, be inquisitive, and have a conversation with their spouse. Have a conversation with their significant other. Have a conversation with the man or the woman or the person. Because these are some situations you have to deal with. You may think, oh no, I can handle it. Yeah. Don't just pray and cross fingers, hope everything comes out well, because it's not how it's going to work. Squeak wheel gets a grease. So you better make sure you have the conversation so everybody knows everything is on the up and up. Make sure everybody's on the same page. Make sure everybody is in agreements. Because what you don't want to deal with is when you have an issue and we all over the place. More likely, it's not going to end well. It's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. So make sure you have them conversations. Make sure you iron the situations out as quickly and as soon as possible. Because if not, it could be a different situation you don't want to be dealing with, fellas and ladies. I promise you will. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys being here today. I promise you I do. Guess what, guys? I got another show I'm going to do on Sunday evening. Another live draft. If you guys are into fantasy football, and I know some of you are, some of you may not, and that's cool. But for those who are, I will be having another live draft on Sunday at 6:30. I'm going to go live at 6:30, and the draft's at 7. So that's when it's going to start. I'm going to try to get some footage about my draft I have on Friday and Sunday. I don't know how well it's going to go because these dudes are. This is a live draft that I'm doing on Friday and early Sunday. And when the liquor gets going, people get a little wild and crazy. And some things get said sometimes that may not always be politically correct for YouTube. So I'm going to have to do a lot of editing when I shoot this. But I may do it. I'm thinking about it. And another thing, I got to worry about their comfort level of me doing that. But that's what I have planned for this coming week and weekend, along with closing tomorrow. A lot going on. But with that being said, yes, that's going to be the what I got going on. Another thing is Monday. my man Chris Allen, we are going to do the show. We didn't get to do it before because his father got sick and he wasn't feeling well, so we had to postpone the fantasy show with him. But it is now up and it's going on Monday. So shout out to Chris for being able to do that and finding in the schedule to do that. So I'm looking forward to asking the brother man plenty of questions, and for you guys to be engaged in the chat, asking plenty of fantasy football questions. I promise you I am. What else I got going on? I'm trying to think. I got lost words. Guys, I also make sure you guys who are football fans or football fanatics, such as myself, make sure you guys subscribe to the NFL Roundtable. So me and my man Taylor, we have a second channel that we do called the NFL Roundtable. So right there is the link, and I will drop it in the chat. A link for you to subscribe to the NFL Roundtable. That's the link to subscribe to the NFL Roundtable. Me and Taylor, strictly football all the time. You're going to talk about a lot of NFL. And, we're going to have some college football talk in there too as well. But we're going to talk a lot of NFL and we're going to have that conversation. So if you guys want to have the opportunity and hear and talk about football, definitely make sure you subscribe. Me and him have both been dropping videos, dropping clips here and there. I did a couple live streams. Matter of fact, I did a live stream at my draft, and I did it, and I make sure I connected it so the people who subscribe to the Roundtable was able to see it. Hey, I thought it was we've been, building our subscribers, building up the platform over there. So shout out to him. We also have a thing where we're uploading on Spotify as well as YouTube video. Well, not videos, but clips, sound bites, clips that we uploading so that you can listen to it on Spotify and Apple Music and all that. So definitely check us out, man. Look, we doing some things over there, and I appreciate Taylor for inviting me and having me on this on the platform that we are building together. So shout out to that brother, man. And what he's got going on. So, man, I appreciate him bringing me in, asking me to come in and be a part of this. I definitely appreciate it. It's fun. I like doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's taking up a lot of time, but it's definitely fun. It's time consuming, but not as much because the time I shoot videos over here for you guys, I'm shooting the same time, just uploading to a different platform. So just pretty, killing two birds with one stone. But it's fun. I'm having fun doing it. It's definitely been exciting and looking forward to seeing more of you guys over on that side. So if y'all ain't had the opportunity yet, take the time, like and subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate it. Another thing is becoming a member of the basement, guys. You ain't became a member yet? What you waiting on? That being said, let me make sure I drop that link. I'm about to get on my moderator. My moderator need to be doing this. I'm about to reevaluate her contract. I'm about to look at the stipulations of our contract and see what's going on. Why ain't she doing this? Why I got to be doing this? I shouldn't be doing it. She should be doing it. But nonetheless, if you want something done right, they say do it yourself. So be it. So with that being said, you guys, if you hadn't had the opportunity to join the membership, there's the link right there for you to join the basement membership. I greatly appreciate if you would join. I appreciate the ones who already have joined. I thank you guys. But with that being said, I look forward to seeing you guys on many more shows, many more clips, many more videos. Guys, again, I don't know if y'all seen it, but Thursdays I'm dropping They Don't Give a Damn. So if you hadn't had the opportunity to see that, go over to my channel, check out the videos, and check out They Don't Give a Damn About Us. Check it out. And let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it. I also been doing like a recap show of the balloon popping thing. So I got another of couple videos I'm about to shoot here shortly. May do it tonight. Who knows? If I feel up to it, I may do it tonight and try to get that all done and upload it by tonight. I don't know. I'm gonna try. If I don't hold it against me. Charge it to my mind and not my heart, because my heart's in the right place. I just got a whole lot going on. I'm about to say I do in 10 days. So y'all have some sympathy for your boy. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for rocking with me. And I will see you on the next one. Right on.